Woo! This show. Hey, there's been some good shows in the past. But this is a dinger. I tell you, first of all, I want to thank my family for showing up. Hey, we came out in force. I love my people, my sisters, my brother, my cousins. Come out. I be recruiting. ABC always be recruiting. But my question tonight is, why do we make a list for what we want in a partner? And it seems like when we get that, that's not what we want. Talk to me, Chocolate Pearl. You my girl.
I knew you was gonna do that. I don't do lists because maybe I do. Maybe I do a mental list. I probably do a mental list, but I do that because you know what? I don't even know why. You stopped me on that. I do look for particulars like the height, the build, the way their face is structured, because I love a beard and I love a bald head. I don't like them too skinny. I like a little meat on them. Don't necessarily have to be a bunch of muscles, but I like a little, thickness because I'm thick. So,
Stop describing me.
Those layers of lists, I guess not layers, I have those lists that I do have, but they're not a deal breaker. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not too picky on, I just love who loves me. But I do look at you as an aspect and check off, do you have this, do you have that mentally? But it's not a deal breaker for me. But I don't know why we do that. We have expectations for what we want our ideal man or mate to look like, but we are never going to reach that, ever. Because there's not a perfect mate out there for everyone. You still have to work on what you like about that person, what you falling in love about that person. So the list is really mundane. I think just mentally people have lists, period.
I like that answer. I did like that answer. Disco, holla at your boy.
Oh man, don't put me on the spot. What you want, a list? I don't know.
Yeah, why is when you get a list with a list of a person that you say you want, when you get it, you don't want it?
Because they do some other shit that make you like, oh man. It's like, you know what it is? It's like, what's that movie? The Butterfly Effect. You try to get shit the way you want it, and then when you get it that way, it ain't what you want. Yeah, something like that.
That's because lists are fake. Well, the list ain't fake, but people could fake 1 or 2 items on your list to make you believe it is what it is,
yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? After a while, if you know a person or you getting to know a person, D, you could kind of formulate what that list is looking like as it's starting to form in front of you. Of course, they ain't gonna tell you what the list is, but you'll start to formulate it in your head what the list is. And if you're a fucking shamster, you'll be able to sham part of that list.
Yeah, that's
enough
what it is.
To get by.
That's what it is. People
get by for a little while anyway.
Being themselves. They're not being themselves, so they try to be something else. So they think you want to be. They think you want to be.
Right.
I call that. Initially, you meet the representative, and then after about 90 days, the real person shows up.
Yo, fellas, not for nothing. That Steve Harvey 30-day shit. I believe 30 or 3-month shit. I believe in that shit, yo. These women flip out in 45 days, man.
Can I give my view on the
conversation? That was a whole hour ago. You missed that.
Whatever.
That.
This Zoom was acting up. I was driving.
Can I give my view on the list?
Hold on. Let me talk. Anthony got his hand up first. Let me holler at Anthony first.
Okay. I completely agree with having a person having a list. But I put a little spin on it. I think that you should have a must-have list, not just a list of things that you like and want to have. Like
yeah, I'm a butt man, but I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh, I gotta have one with a big ass. Like that's unrealistic. My thing is you need to have a must-have list of realistic, feasible things that is okay with you and that you won't settle on.
You know you can't trust a big butt and a smile, right?
Drake, Drake, can I ask
Trust
him a
me, I
question?
know that.
Can I ask him a question? You said you're a butt man, right?
Yeah.
Would you take a midget? Drake.
No. Oh,
See? Yeah, put him on the spot, Drake. You see that?
Right. Look, would you
I'm a
settle
butt
for a
man
midget? Would you
with
settle? Would
average
you be
height.
content?
Oh shit.
No,
See?
because big butt could be a big everything else too. I don't want big butt and miniature everything else. No, thank you.
Man, you crazy.
Can I say something about the list? We start
Go
out
ahead,
with
Farrah. You next.
lists from school. Okay. Then we grow up and have lists for organizations. Then when we get married, we have the honey-do list. The honey-do list never get finished, but things keep on added on and you get things crossed out. That's what I feel lists are, is a big honey to-do list. So either you put the stuff on that you want and it gets marked off, or it never gets done. So that's list.
Well,
You
hold
either
on. My whole purpose of having the list of what I think everyone should have a list is that for two reasons. For one, you know yourself. You know what you like. You know what you want in your life. And two, it closes the door on temptation. Once you know what you want and you get what you want, and someone else come along that give you an aspect of what you want, you be like, oh no, I'm good. I got that already.
That sounds good. That sounds good. First, cuz, what you got to say about it?
I think from a spiritual perspective, whatever list you may have, if you're looking for this partner that's going to fill out all 10 slots on the list, take it to God. Ask God specifically for what you want in a partner. And then be mindful. Just because you have a list of 10 things that you want, you yourself may not be on this person's, have all the things that they want on their list. So your imperfections may not match up with everything that you're demanding from another person.
That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Sam, too much. What you got to say about it?
When it comes to a list, right? If you notice, everybody that talked about the list so far, and 95, let's say 98% of the people that talk about their list, what is the first thing they do when they talk about their list? The first thing is what they got to physically look like, but they're not thinking about what's up here.
But you don't see no personality walking down the street.
That's true, but you need to. You need to sit there and talk to a person before you worry about that big butt and that smile and all that stuff. Because what's going to aggravate you is mentally, it's not the physical part of her. It's the mental part of her that's going to aggravate you. So you be like, yo, she fine as all this and that, but she get on my nerves. You should have figured that out at the beginning. Because everything we obviously is everything that we see. You know what I'm saying? When I see certain women, I be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But they can talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll walk right away from them.
And that makes sense. But I mean, so what is it about your list that when you meet that person that got everything, why don't you like it?
That's the thing. I don't have a list because lists don't work for me. It's how once me and that person sit down and talk and we can laugh and we can joke, you know, and don't get me wrong. I like me a thickums myself now. I don't like no dried up sister. I don't care how pretty she is, but still at the same time, if me and her get along here, we're good. But if I can't get along with her here, I don't care how good she is. How good looking she is. I just can't deal with her because I don't want the mental stress. A lot of guys be looking at these girls like, yo, but you're not worrying about what she putting through, you through mentally. You just still worrying about that physical part of her. Oh man, I ain't gonna get that no more, man. Forget that. You better hope she can give you what you need up here.
Peace is a big thing.
Yes, sir.
Peace is a big thing. What you was gonna say, Razzle? Go ahead, Razzle.
I think, we had talked about that many times on different occasions, on different shows, on Friday night as well as Thursday night. I always said that try to find that individual who's willing to do anything to be your everything. That's a list. Also said that, I like to look inside out, not outside in. That's a list. So, and also communication, I thought of something better than that, was comprehend. I need the person I'm talking to, it's cool to communicate, but she got to comprehend what we dealing with and what we're talking about. Then we can overstand the situation and move forward. So I'm like the brother, it goes back to it's gonna be mental, because the physical everything rising up, it's gonna fall. It's got to be the mental, that's what's gonna bring you back. Because I got a quick little question like this here. What you think bring a man home every night? It ain't the sexy body that he got at home. It's the brain, the mentality, you have to have that connection where it's gonna drive you there.
And them jaws.
Yeah, I'm saying what I'm saying, because that's why the road is so crowded on the major streets all around Biscayne Avenue, Abercorn, White Bluff, and Savannah, up there in Atlanta, 95 and 85, because nobody want to go home. Because going home is like, gotta go home to this nag or this guy who they don't want to be with. So, like you said, you have to get into the mind, get with somebody who you can grow with mentally, be attracted to them, that spiritual and mental connection, like First Cuz say. And I think that's going to be the answer to the key to get you where you need to be.
You're right, Razzle. You're right, Razzle. Kendra, what you got to say?
I think having a list is like a sort of baseline of what you expect or what you're looking for in a relationship. I don't think it should be hard set in stone, because you're ever evolving and your list should as well. What I look for in my 20s, I may not be looking for the same thing, later on in life. So it's ever evolving, and it should act as a baseline. In other words, you want someone, that has empathy, that's capable of loving, someone's honest, and these different things, that should be your baseline. And the physical attributes that come, you can find practice management. I'm sorry. The physical attributes are not that important. Like the fellows were saying, you can look good and don't have a brain cell to spare, and that gets boring after a while.
That's right.
But if they have that core value that you want, and you have that on your list, then you can build on that. And the reason why, when you get it, Andre, Dr. Feelgood, when you get with everything you want, people think they want perfection, but actually perfection is boring. Once you get what you want, there's nothing else that you're going to strive for. So that's why you're unhappy when you find someone that has everything on your so-called list.
And that's what that's what I told Justin. Justin was my oldest nephew. I told him that at his high school graduation. I said, women do not want a perfect man. They want something they can fix a little bit. But that's Lord. It's true.
And we want the same, Dre.
I agree. I agree. Let's go to Andreen. Go on, Miss Brian.
Help me with the question again. Wait.
The question is what if you have a list, why do you have a list? And then when you get everything on that list, why don't you want it?
Oh, yeah. I don't really do lists. I feel like lists are limiting. Because I feel like at the end of the day, that's why when you get a list, you don't necessarily, you're not happy, because you feel like you might have bought yourself in making a list, or you trying to fit into a particular mold that you thought you wanted, and you realize, okay, I really don't want that. So I try to leave it open. I feel like it's more like spending time and learning that person's character more so than them checking off whatever the box is. And I think that comes with age. When you're younger, you might make lists, but when you get older, you're more in your, I think you look at things differently, hopefully, and you've grown to realize that it's okay not to necessarily know what you want, but if you know what type of character you like, and we don't necessarily need a list.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense. You shouldn't have a list, but we all have an internal list. Go ahead, Burden. You have something to say?
For me?
Yeah, I thought you had something to say.
Yo, I always got something to say. All right, check it. Listen, we gonna look at lists like this. People who are rich, do they ever try to stop getting
lost like, for a second.
like Sissy said, the list will never be perfect. And it's not even a baseline. You can't that. What you gotta do is you have to be open to all and everything. That's the only way you're gonna find what works for you. Because trust me, a list ain't gonna never fucking list. Walmart or your local supermarket is always missing something on the list. And it's always gonna be something missing. You gotta be open, and you gotta be open shopping. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta be open to new things, and you want something that's open to your things. You understand what I'm saying? Nope, like, you shitting me? You know how much shit I done tried and done, you know what I'm saying, on behalf of women, but I feel equally satisfied that they did the same thing for me. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking about over multiple relationships. And I see you over there, Sam. And I'm not talking about only sexual, bro, but that's part of it. You know what I mean? But mostly, you understand what I'm saying? Mostly just open to let's do this shit. Like, even if y'all, neither one of y'all did it. When it get to the point where everything's to the point where y'all done did everything, then y'all start doing shit that neither one of y'all did. You understand what I'm saying? That's the new shit that none of y'all did. And we trying it together. Though. And we trying it together. That's a memory you could never shake, yo. That's our shit. We tried it the first time together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the new frontier after the list goes bad, or after the list is met and you got nowhere else to go. That's where you go. What's up, my
Definitely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Anson, and then I'm gonna close it out. Go ahead, Anson.
I have a list, and I recommend that everyone should have a list. But my list, what I'm talking about, is the list of things that you will not put up with, things that you will not deal with, things that you do not want in your life. That's what I advise people to have a list of. Must-haves or must-not-haves in whoever you deal with. That's what I would suggest everyone have a list of things they will not put up with and will not deal with. I think that is a must for everyone. That way, you can keep yourself out of situations you don't want to be in.
That definitely makes sense, because you want to know what you want. But go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna ignore you. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh no, I was done with I'm just done with. I was done with the list part. I just wanted to thank y'all for having me on here, because brother got a flight early in the morning, so I'm about to jump off. But I want one of y'all, to invite me to one of them doggone brother and sisters outings, because y'all be having too much damn fun and don't be calling your boy to come. And I'm offended.
Hey, I love my family. We off the chain. we off the chain. I ain't gonna lie. Now, what y'all saw tonight is what we do. This is every Sunday. This is every Sunday in our family call. So y'all just getting a little bit of piece of that.
Okay.
But that's how much love we have for each other, and that's how much y'all understand. We had an untraditional bringing up, but that doesn't stop us from loving each other, and that doesn't stop us from we argue, we fight, we call each other's names. We that's the most honesty that I will have with anybody when I talk to my siblings, because we talk shit to each other, and we talk about each other, but we understand that it's in love. And I know I shouldn't be cursing like that, and it's probably gonna be demonetized, but hey, a good show is gonna be a good show regardless. I think this was the best. We just keep getting better and better. And I want to thank everybody and everyone for coming on and putting in and having input. And if you didn't have input, that's okay. We'll get you next week. We just want y'all to keep coming back, subscribe, like, share, spend time, and be yourself. You can't be anybody else, but be yourself. And you see, I wouldn't recommend the show to my family if I didn't think this was a good show. So I want y'all to recommend, tell your friends, tell your friends that the Triple Threat is back again. Back to you, First Cuz, to close us out.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Fabulous.
Yes, sir.
They lying about the midgets, Dre.
Dr. Fabulous.
Hi, everyone. I would like to say I definitely enjoyed this family reunion tonight. I just like to thank everybody for coming. And I think I told Lavita, thank you for coming again. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Tracy. I can't say thank you enough, but I thank you all for coming. And please bring that family reunion right on over to not Upscale Love, but Score Bigger Dating tomorrow night, and just carry it over, okay? And I'm gonna turn it back over to my first cousin.
All right, Dr. Fabulous and Dr. Feelgood, and to the Feelgood family.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
everyone for coming on. What do you call it? Y'all the Feelgood family, because after
Yes,
tonight's
sir.
show, we all walking away feeling good about the conversation. One of the best things about Upscale Love for you is that everyone have their opinion about things. I know tonight it seems like we came down a little hard on Anson. Everyone wants Anson, no, Anson, no, Anson, no. But Anson has his opinion about how he views relationships, just like everyone else. And we appreciate Anson giving his point of view on how he's seeing things. So with that being said, we want to thank everyone for coming out. We ask that you go to Upscale Love for You on YouTube. That's all one word, Upscale Love, the number 4, the letter U, all on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you have any questions or comments, if you don't have our direct phone number, go to upscaleloveforyou@gmail.com. Send us an email, upscalelove, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com. Send us a letter. Send us a topic that you want to discuss. If there's anything that's going on in your life that you want to share via email, we'll bring it to the forefront. We'll present it to the panel, and we'll have that discussion. On tomorrow night, scorebiggerdating.com on Facebook Live, you'll have our very own Dr. Fabulous, who's a co-host alongside Mr. Malik, the creator of scorebiggerdating.com on Facebook Live. Please join him, and please join them tomorrow. 8:30, I'm gonna say 8:32, Mr. Malik, 8:32.
9 o'clock.
p.m.
9 o'clock.
It'll be 8:30 on the dot. 8:30 on the dot. I'm quite sure you have a great time. And with that being said, stay safe, stay positive, and stay upscale for love. Till next time.
Peace.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank y'all. Thank each and every one of y'all.
All right.
Yes, no doubt.
You
Feel
all
good.